Hey fellow RVers, so here we are, the 19th of March already, and you know what that means. It's the last day of winter.
Spring is officially tomorrow.
And we are going to start heading back north tomorrow morning. We brought you guys down with us in December, and we're going to take you back with us now.
We have a lot of stuff planned for the way home, so stick around and see what we're up to. Good morning, everybody. So today we're leaving Largo, Florida, travel day 1, and like we mentioned earlier, we have a lot of fun stops planned for the trip home.
Yeah, unlike the trip down here, which was with purpose, you know, we leave for Florida from Ohio towards the end of December, just before Christmas, so obviously it's cold in Ohio, and that's exactly what we're running from. So our first travel day on the way down here, if you guys saw that video, if not, we'll link it up to the end of this video, and you can go back and look at that if you didn't see it. Our purpose on the first travel day coming south in the winter is just to get out of the cold. Obviously we leave home with the fifth wheel winterized, so we try to get far enough south that we can get water in it on our first night, so we can have showers and things like that the next morning. So we try to get south of Atlanta, because Atlanta is the worst part of the trip, coming down 75. And
this year it took us 16 hours to get there.
16 hours because we ran into traffic. So
yeah.
Obviously on the way home we try to take our time, give ourselves extra time. It's a little backwards, obviously. We're leaving the warm and heading towards to the cool weather, so we take our time. So
because we're not in any hurry to get back to the cold.
Oh, absolutely not. So if you guys head over to our channel page and you click on the community tab, you can see what our itinerary is for heading home. We have a few stops planned, and we'll stay a few nights at each stop, and so we can explore some new areas that we haven't seen before.
Today we're going to go to High Springs, Florida, and visit Ginnie Springs.
Yeah, it's only about a 3-hour drive from down in Largo, where we've been all winter, so we're going to try to limit our daily travel to maybe 5 hours tops. We might go over that a little bit towards the end, but we chose Ginnie Springs because actually we had a request for somebody who wanted us to video it. So we have actually been there a couple of times before. We've taken some granddaughters when they've been with us. It's an awesome place.
There's a campground, and there's a natural spring, actually 3 natural springs.
I think there's 3 of them there.
It's like a little finger off the Santa Fe River. It's pretty cool. We can do some snorkeling, some kayaking.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do both. We left this morning about 8:30 to give us time to get up there and maybe get some activities in today, and then again tomorrow. We're gonna try to snorkel and show you the springs. There's one of them, Ginnie Spring, actually has an underwater cave. Now, I'll tell you right now, I can't hold my breath long enough snorkeling to go into the cave, so don't expect that. But I'll show you that if I dare go in the water. It's supposed to be kind of chilly the next 2 days up here.
But the water's 72 degrees all year round, so.
Yeah, so I might just take one for the team just to show you guys the springs. And then we're gonna try to do some kayaking and down the river and show you a little bit of that. We'll give you a tour of the campground. Now, for those of you that might be full-time RVers or just snowbirds like us, this campground is not your traditional RV park like you find when you get down into Florida around the coast. It's more of a campground, but we'll show you that, and we'll show you the activities. So we'll see you guys when we get up to Ginnie Springs. We've just got one fuel stop, and we're not going to bore you guys with all of the wonderful scenery along I-75 going north. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, as you can see, we made it here in one piece. It did take us a little bit longer to get here, probably about an hour longer than we anticipated. We had a little bit of a mishap on the road and had to take care of that. When we did get here, the crowd was much larger than we had anticipated. We have been here twice before.
And I've never seen it this busy.
No, and it must be that we were either here during the week or...
I think we were here during the week, never on a weekend.
Right, so we're here on a weekend this time. It is spring break time, and so it's pretty crowded. So we didn't get to do some things yesterday like we wanted to.
And it's cold.
And it's a little chilly.
Yeah.
This morning we got a little bit of a drizzle, so we thought, well, we might as well take advantage of that. We'll do some taping inside and give you guys a little of what the facility has to offer. So obviously there's camping here.
A little more rustic than some parks in Florida.
Yeah, it's definitely not an RV park. It's a campground.
It's a campground for
and
sure.
And it's rustic. You can have a campfire here, although I don't see a fire ring out there, so apparently you just have to kind of make your own little spot. But anyhow, if you are going to come down and enjoy the springs and you need to camp, I would suggest making reservations. As you can see, if you have a larger rig,
the sites are not that big.
Well, they do accommodate some bigger ones, but they have limited space for bigger rigs. There's a lot of tent and smaller sites here, so keep that in mind if you want to visit Ginnie Springs. So we'll walk around later and give you a closer look at the campground and show you that. We did give you some misinformation on the way down here. We said there was 3 springs. Well, apparently...
There's 7 according to the pamphlet that they gave us, but we've only seen 5 on the map.
On the map, there's 5. So we're going to go find what we can find today and at least get some video and show you what those springs look like. Hopefully, the weather will improve enough that I might be brave enough to get in the water. The water temperature is 72 degrees in these springs year-round, so it might feel warmer in the water than it does outside. Who knows? And we might even get a chance to get in a kayak and get out on the river. So we're going to do our best to show you guys as much as we can. So far, I will say this. If you are going to come to enjoy the springs and you want it to be a more relaxed experience, definitely try to make your reservations during the week and do it before it gets too warm. We did have the opportunity to talk to a sheriff's deputy out here last night. And as busy as we think this was last night, he said it's nothing compared to what it gets to be.
Apparently, it gets a lot busier than this in the summer season.
And it can get pretty rowdy here. And I thought it was pretty rowdy last night. Loud music everywhere throughout the park. So if that's not the atmosphere that you're going to be comfortable in, and you do want to see the springs, I would recommend coming during the week.
A little bit earlier in the season, maybe. I don't know. We've had good weather when we've been here in the past.
Yeah, I think it's been later in March when we've been here. So
I think spring break started early this year or something. I'm not sure. But
I'm not a college kid, so I don't know. But so try to avoid that. When you call here to make reservations, just ask them what they anticipate for a crowd, and it might give you a better idea. So we're going to give you some examples of some of the things. I have the brochure right here. And we'll go over a couple of these things, hopefully real quick, so we don't drag this video out too long, and give you an idea if you want to come here or not.
They do have day use, though. You can come in and just use things for the day and not necessarily have to camp if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably somewhere within a reasonable amount of distance to camp elsewhere, and you could come in and just use the facilities. So they do offer that. There is a fee to come in and use it for day use. I think it's like $15 off season for an adult and $20 in their peak season. Unfortunately, their brochure doesn't define what off season and peak season is, so you may have to call to get that information. I can tell you that it cost us for 2 nights of camping here $142 with the tax. That also includes use of the springs and their facilities here. So they do have restrooms with showers here. There is a dump station. For camping, you can get water and electric. Not all sites have water and electric. A lot of them are rustic or primitive, as they call them. So if you're going to need the amenities, then call for sure and make reservations.
Definitely.
What else can we tell them?
Well, there's a general store or something. I'm not sure what they call it.
There is a store up there, and we'll try to give you a view of that if they let us. Then there's also a deli up there that it says you can get breakfast and snacks and things like that.
Well, they have like firewood for sale and stuff to rent, like tubes. You can do like a lazy thing down the river.
And that stuff looks like it's pretty. Let me look at the rental stuff here.
Kayaks
if you're a scuba diver, you definitely can scuba dive here. If you're a certified diver, you can explore the caves. They do have some scuba equipment for rent here. Mm-hmm. And they can also rent kayaks, canoes, and paddle boats. And they also have the tubes here. And it looks like it's pretty reasonable. It looks like it's $15 for 3 hours for a kayak. And
that's not bad at all.
That's very reasonable because I think most places down around Largo where we were at were like $16 to $20 an hour.
Yeah.
So that's pretty reasonable. So there's plenty to do here. This destination is more about the springs and the river. So if the rustic camping doesn't bother you, if all you want to do is enjoy the river and the springs, then you can see, I showed you guys a kind of a view of our campsite. It's all dirt. There's no concrete patios or anything like that. So definitely bring some rugs for outside of your steps because you're going to be tracking
very
the
sandy.
dirt. So other than that, we're going to get out, walk around, and show you guys some of this stuff. And like I said, hopefully we'll get in the water and show you that. We're going to be here till tomorrow.
So hopefully the temperatures go up.
Hopefully they go up. Like I said, we'll be here till tomorrow. That's another unusual thing about this facility. Most campgrounds or RV parks have a check-in time of like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you have to be out on your checkout day at noon. Here, check-in time is like 8 a.m., and you don't have to be out until 7 p.m. on your checkout day. So you get some extended time here.
Well, I think they do that so that you can utilize, the
springs and things like that.
Things like that. Yeah,
so,
that's pretty nice.
And we don't have to be to our next destination. Our check-in time is like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's only like 2 or 3 hours away from here. So we may even get some time on Monday morning to get out and do some things. So
we'll see.
Yep. All right, we're going to get out, walk around so we can show you guys some things. So we'll check in with you later. All right, guys, I'm taking one for the team. It's Monday. It's only 60 degrees right now at 9 o'clock in the morning, but we've got to get the rig ready for travel here in about an hour. So I'm gonna get in the water so I can give you guys some footage of that underwater cave. If you guys can see the blue water, the bluest water right there is pretty much where the cave's at. So I'm gonna swim around there and hopefully give you guys a peek of what that looks like. I'm not going in it, so I'll give you a view of the entrance of the cave. So I hope everybody appreciates me taking one for the team here because it's a little chilly still today. So that wasn't so bad in the water. It's 72 degrees. We're gonna get packed up here and get the rig packed up, but I hope you guys enjoy the footage that I got down there. Haven't seen it yet, obviously. So it looks like it's gonna be some pretty good footage. The entrance of the cave. And I was also able to follow some fish around. So we're gonna get finished packing up here and heading down the road here in about an hour. So I hope you guys enjoyed that footage. Okay, that wraps up our 2-day trip here in Ginnie Springs. Just got to get all dumped and we're out of here and we're heading down the road. So it's been a good trip. The weather hasn't been all that great.
Looks like it's going to be nice today though. Too bad we're leaving now, but
I did get to sneak into the springs today and show you guys that, and I really hope that footage turns out well so you guys can get a good look how beautiful that Ginnie Springs is. So again, it's Monday and this place is not very busy at all. In fact, it cleared out fast.
Yeah, it did.
Late Sunday afternoon. So like we've said more than once in this video, if you're gonna come, try to come during the week. If
Absolutely. I looked it up and we were here on a Thursday in the past. A couple times, actually.
Yeah, and we practically had the park to ourselves.
Oh,
so
yeah, it was really nice.
If you want to come and enjoy the springs, I highly recommend, like we just said, again, come during the week. It's almost a ghost town compared to what it is on the weekends. And honestly, I don't think you guys would enjoy the crowd that we endured on Saturday.
No,
it was so bad.
The weekend crowd is pretty heavy.
It's heavy and it's rowdy. College kids, young kids. But during the week, it's beautiful here.
Oh, and I did look it up too. Or we asked somebody, didn't we? About the springs. There's 7, but the one has 3.
Yeah, there's 5 locations of springs, which you see it all in the video. We got a chance to look at all of those. But the Devil's springs, there's actually 3 in that one location, and that's why they say 7.
Yes.
But there's only 5 locations of springs in the park. So
with Jenny being the nicest of all.
Ginny, as you can see,
Yeah.
when I dove that, or snorkeled that, excuse me, it's absolutely beautiful. Even though it was only 60 degrees this morning, when I got in that water, I didn't feel like I needed to get out anytime soon because it's 72 degrees year round. So, all right, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this stop on our trip home.
If you like what you saw, hit that thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and tap that bell if you want to be notified.
All right, we'll see you at our next destination. Thanks for watching, guys.